Good evening, everyone. It's Next on the Mic. I'm so glad to be here tonight and have my guest on. We are coming up to some festivities that will be coming up soon, Halloween. And from what I've been told, Halloween is going to be looking a little different. One, because of COVID. And then we all know, I don't know if you guys have watched the news, that it's been a shortage of hostile costumes because they can't get the costumes in to the States because of shipping on the sea. So the ships that are bringing in the costumes have to stay in the ocean because it's so they can't get it here. So a lot of businesses have been complaining that their costumes are very low. So I think some parents are going to be very creative this year and make costumes at home. So I am excited to have my guests here today because they're going to be talking about the festivities of Halloween. And I have lived in Frederick for 10 years, and I can say that we have the most artistic people in Frederick, and they have so many things that we do that supports the arts and performing arts and artwork and all these things, music art, like all these things. So Alan has brought all these beautiful people together to have a Halloween event. And I'm going to go start with Alan first. And Alan, I want you to introduce yourself. We have Alan, we have Protein from Arch, and we have the beautiful April that is an activist. And she is a powerhouse when it comes to a lot of things. I'm going to let her go ahead and tell her about herself. And she's actually very talented. So with instruments and singing. So Alan, go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us why you formed this organization. Alan, unmute yourself and you can go ahead and talk.
Okay. Good evening. Alan Feinberg. I am a troublemaker here in Frederick. I've been here for now going on 26 years. I love the city, but everybody is always so excited about how wonderful we are, but oftentimes we forget about how other people, particularly creatives, are not doing that well because it's getting to be rather unaffordable. In any case, I started 16 years ago. I started East Frederick Rising. In the last few years, and 20 years ago, a group of us came together to do a public market on Market Street. We called it the Market on Market Street at the old Carmack J's, the bourbon grocery store that went flat. And we worked a whole year. And then Doug Jamal bought that property, and it's been sitting there for about 20 years. So the roundabout story is I thought about doing another public market there. And the Jamal Company and the city have other plans for it. So then I started looking around at other places, and Carroll Street looked like a good opportunity to start a opportunity zone, creative zone, so that people, entrepreneurs, artists, artisans, makers could all have an opportunity to, and vendors could have an opportunity to have a part of town that's not overpriced, that has decent, affordable rents, and great foot traffic, because East Street has become our main street. But I can go on forever. Why don't you go ahead and introduce your other guest?
Well, thank you for that, Alan. I know you guys launched your first event, or you guys were part of In the Streets. And is that where you were part of, that you had some art work going on?
Well, a lot of people remember we've had 3 automatics here. That's
Okay.
an open art project that people first come, first serve. It was for 6 weeks. It really started a lot of things and connected a lot of people in the creative arts. And we invited a guy named George Koch, who invented this thing, up for a discussion at McClintock's distillery. And that's sort of where we launched this idea to a lot of people.
Okay.
Then we were in the streets too. And what we're going to do is continue doing things until people get it.
Okay, great. Thank you for that. So we have the beautiful Protein here. She is part of Arch. Arch is a great organization, and they have some great people that's part of that organization. And the history, the Black history of Frederick is always something I embrace and keep wanting to learn about. And so I'm so glad you're here today. So tell us, Protein, about yourself and how you're part of this whole event.
Well, it kind of came together because when I met David Key, and everyone knows we miss him dearly because he passed back in June of this year. But it started with me meeting Arch. It started with meeting David at the Mount Airy Library. He was working on the buildings next door. It was the assistant living. He's a trim construction person, and that's how I met him. And then he invited me to one of his events, and I've been with the organization ever since. Matter of fact, Alan was one. Were you one of the chartered members or starting early on?
Maybe 10 or 15 years ago, yeah.
Yes. So, but anyway, they embraced me. You're right. There's such an excellent group of people. Miss Rose Cheney, David Key, Barbara Harris. All of these people just gave me an opportunity to join their group. And a few months back, they asked me to join their board, and I was very excited about joining their board. I'm very honored to be a part of that board. And we have a lot of work to do. We have been blessed with an amazing interim director, Grace Stanislaus. She's a blockbuster from arts and culture from around the country. And we have her at our small museum. So look forward to an exciting time. We have our interpretive planning going on at the moment. We have a firm out of Minnesota called the 106 Group and Steve Bort Smith. Our project manager will be John Profit over at Profit Associates. Just so many people have reached out. Michelle Wright from not University of Baltimore, but Community College of Baltimore. She's our historian. We have all of our committees engaged. We have so many things going on. It's amazing. And I'm looking forward to joining this group. How I met Alan is one Saturday morning out of the blue, I get a call from him and he just started talking about things that he wanted to do in that creative area. And it really engaged me and it excited me even more with, we are joining this community. We are going to be at 125 East All Saints in Carroll Street. So we are in the heart of that community. This little mighty facility is going to radiate very well out there. We are really excited. And Alan, thank you for letting me join this conversation.
I gotta unmute myself. You're right, Protein. You guys have great people in art, and you guys are going to continue to just grow in the community. And I'm excited about that building opening and seeing what you guys have to give to the community and bless the community with. And I'm excited about that. And so now we have April. April, go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us how you got into the mix of this. I know you are very artsy and so I would love to hear about you and what you're doing in the community and how you got part of this group.
Yes. So I know Alan, and I also know on Carroll Street. I have some friends that are business owners over there. And can you hear me? Let's see.
I can hear you.
Okay, you can hear me? Okay. So I belong to FAME, which is Frederick Acoustic Music Enterprise. And so I basically play with them often and play with a bunch of, I'm a singer songwriter, so I play with other singer songwriters probably about 3 times a week around Frederick. And so Same is actually hosting the event, and we have several of our friends that play all the time that are singer songwriters in Frederick that are performing all day. So we're really excited just to show some of the amazing talent that's in Frederick um, with people that write songs and play acoustic instruments.
I think she froze up a little bit. So let me rewind. Oh, April, we'll come back to you once you come back. So, Protein, the art in the Art Society. What is next for you guys in the next coming year? Like, what's gonna be going on in the next coming year for the Art Society, and what you guys have planned? Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. We're doing a great job on muting in any case. The big thing is just like.
Alan, I think I asked Protein about the Art Society.
Okay. So we are just in our interpretive planning. We are looking at we're looking at what type of design work. We did a focus group last year with some younger audiences to find out what they would like to see in the museum. So we took that information back to our design team, and we are in the middle of doing all of that design work. And so we are planning on opening in 2023. So we have our heads down doing a lot of work right now.
Since everybody's muted, I'll jump in.
So, Alan, could you please tell me, like, why did you want to do this Halloween event? Why was it so important to you?
Mainly because if you look around the country, places that become incredibly successful, like we're becoming, tend to push out the creative people. And on parts of East Patrick and Market Street, the rents are pretty high, and it's very tough for the small shops to make it. And just to start a small shop takes an incredible amount of time, money, and guts to do it. To re-outfit a place costs a lot of money, and then there's no guarantee you're going to survive. So we wanted to have a place where the rents are reasonable, the foot traffic is good, and the creative spirit is infused by being around a lot of other creative people, whether they're makers or like the Book Arts Center is going to be bought the building on the corner of South and Carroll Street. If you don't know them, they're currently on West Patrick, just beyond Ben's, but they have some of the most amazing equipment from modern back for centuries to, and they're doing all kinds of different things. And then we already have a number of nonprofits. We've got the Delaplane, we've got Stage, we're going to have Arch, we'll have, it's already a cultural center. And also we have the Visitor Center next door, and the National Park Service Historic Preservation Center is there now, but eventually they'll be moving out, which will be a huge possibility for public market, for studio spaces. And if you talk to artists or performers, they have so few places to be. Studio space is very expensive, and there are very few places for rehearsals. And so I am very concerned that we push these people out. We've been pushing people out that can't afford to be here. And it's only going to get worse unless we establish a district as a special place like a university where people rub shoulders all the time with other people that are doing all kinds of interesting work. And I think that if we don't claim it now, if we don't we've already started branding it. If we don't claim it now, um, uh, people from outside, well, that are just concerned about their bottom line and not concerned about the health of the community will take it over. And that's not an exaggeration. It just happened with serendipity. They were about to put in a artisan showcase, and guess what? Somebody comes in to do an Italian restaurant, which is fine, but um, it's very tough to compete with liquor and food.
Yes, that is true. It is. And I spend a lot of time downtown. Like I shop downtown, I eat downtown. I spend a lot. I'm a very local person, and it's always important to me that we have art and we have the small businesses. And like you said, that they don't get pushed out from big developers. And we need to keep some of that culture into Frederick. Um, let's talk about pushing the small businesses out. I think this is going to be the ideal time where small businesses get to grow, because like I mentioned earlier, that big businesses are not getting their product in as they should. And so small businesses are going to grow from this because they're going to have to start leaning toward that. Right. And then how is this, since COVID's happened, how has it helped how has it hurt the art community, and how has it affected you guys when it comes since COVID?
I'll tell you that just for musicians, I had all my gigs. I had like 6 months worth of gigs canceled when COVID happened, and they're just now starting to pay musicians to play again. A lot of the smaller venues aren't paying as much. They're starting to, but for art, you would have artists have their things in galleries, and they were, selling them off the walls, and having other events. And none of those things have happened since COVID. You're just starting to see a lot of it kind of like come back. It would be really nice if we could start having this stuff come back in that area, because there is a lot of artists that are really undercover. You wouldn't even know that they were around. But to bring all that out so that people can see the talent that we have in Frederick is going to be really exciting.
Yes, that's true. So we are going to be bringing some talented artists out, and that is going to give them the opportunity to have a platform to do so. And so I think that's really important that we're giving that to them. And so tell me, there is going to be some things happening. Like Frederick is a huge animal dog lovers. They love their dogs. So can you guys please share about what's going to be happening at this event? First of all, what date is the event? Tell us what date the event's going to happen.
It's on Halloween, which is
On
odd.
Halloween. Yes, on the
Actually, the
31st.
31st. And it's very rare. It's not that often that it happens on a Sunday, which makes it very
No, that's been very controversial.
a lot of people feel like it's a little strange. But
It is.
Downtown Partnership will have their traditional walking up and down kids getting stuff from merchants on Saturday. But we figured that a lot of kids are not going to be, their parents aren't going to really want them to be going door to door this year. So we thought this would be a perfect time to do this. And Sunday is a very good time. We're going to be there from 1:30 to 6. And it should be not only great fun, but just like going back to the Artomatics that were held, that created a real connection and buzz for a lot of people here. And the galleries up on North Market Street, some of that came out of that. One on East Patrick. The point is that Carroll Street won't be the end all be all, but it will be kind of the core or the hub of where this goes. And just imagine going to people coming into town and they go to the visitor center, and about 10 minutes after reading that stuff, they go up to their desk and say, well, how do you really experience Frederick? And they'll say, you park your car and you walk. And the first thing you would encounter is an area on Carroll Street where the people that are making art, or vendors, or entrepreneurs would say, well, there's some really great galleries up on North Market Street. Or have you ever heard of South Mountain Creamery or Lily Ponds, or the many incredibly unique towns and villages and hamlets we have all over the county? It's a way to be adjunct to the visitor center, which is a fabulous place, but it's not a place where you really start discovering a lot about Frederick. And we want to get them. The creek is wonderful, and parts of the hot parts of North Market Street are excellent, but we want to get them to stay here. And if you think about, I was just going to say, if you think about the economics of it, we want people to not just do a day trip or an afternoon trip. We want them to stay here, spend their money, and we don't have to educate their kids. So it's great economics.
So I want to talk about the event. So the event, what you guys will be having, what type of events, what will be going on during this event? Like what activities? I know April had talked about artists. Like how many artists will you guys be having? What type of activities you have in Protein? You have talked. We've been on these meetings. So let me know what type of activities will be happening during this event.
Well, I'd like to say that I'm sorry.
Hold on, April. Let me go ahead, Protein.
Well, I think as far as arts, we're going to try to focus our activities on the African American history. So we are trying to figure out some gaming and some fun things that we are going to do with the focus on history. And I also just wanted to mention that we have just finished our walking tour, the African American walking tours, but maybe at some point, if we get enough people interested, we might do one or two more before it gets too cold. But our activities for the event will really focus around African American history. That's our goal. And we have a little surprise with that. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And April, what type of artists will be there, and how many? Because I love music, so.
We'll have a variety of artists there. Musically, we'll have all singer-songwriters, all original artists. We're going to be having My Pet Store, which is up on 7th. They're sponsoring.
Talk up a little bit, April.
Prizes.
Talk up just a little bit.
I'm sorry.
Speak up just a little.
Oh, speak up. Can you hear me
Yep,
now?
there you go. I can hear you now. There you go.
My Pet Store on 7th is sponsoring prizes. We're going to be having a pet costume contest. We're really excited about that. It's going to be really fun. About at 3:00. And we're going to be having a variety of singer-songwriter, original artists from Frederick, as well as other artists in the community coming to demonstrate their work. We'll have food trucks. But that's all I personally know about. I know that Laura Sherwood, who's also going to be there, she's going to be having some art projects as well, like for kids to do things.
Okay, and then you said the pet store. Is there? I know that you guys are talking about having a dog costume contest. I was sorry. So yeah, you get to bring your dogs out and dress them up in fun costumes. And I have a dog because y'all heard my dog just bark. And it's a huge dog, so I don't even know what to put on him. But I'm excited to see all the costumes come out on the pets. So tell me, Alan, like how do you think there's going to be a lot of people coming out for this, and how excited are you about that? Because I'm excited to see this.
Well, I've found out over the years that it looks like Halloween has become one of our national religious holidays. I mean, adults do it more than kids, and it's crazy. And then kids,
Mhm.
kids are always a great attractor, but puppy dogs, oh my gosh, people go nuts over it. You notice how many ads on TV feature puppy dogs that have nothing to do with the ad? Anyway, that's part of it. I think we'll get a lot of people because this is fun. You got to realize that we've only been throwing this thing together ever since. Another part of our group is a woman named Laura Sherwood who just arrived here from Hawaii about a year ago, and she's amazing. So she just came up with this idea, and we took it and ran. And it's only been about a month that we've been playing with this thing.
Yes,
But,
it's been a
but
month.
it's needed. People are excited about it because Halloween is just fun. It's just fun.
So will there be Okay, so everybody knows Halloween means candy. That's what I want to know. Like when I bring my baby, she wants some candy. will, there, will there be candy at this event?
I think that Elizabeth Chung is going to be taking care of a lot of that, and other people are going to bring candy.
Yes.
Asian American Center will be there. Also, if you watch the newspaper, I think last week there was an article about this woman that does wigs. Oh my gosh, she's amazing, Rachel Ann Warren. And she's going to be putting strands. I don't know, what is she going to do? Do you know? she's gonna be putting glitter in people's hair and face painting and stuff. I don't know what. We don't really know exactly what's going to happen. We just know that it's going to happen.
Alan, we know exactly what's going to happen. It's going to be a great event. Protein, I know you said you're going to have candy. April said there's going to be candy. So, and I want, and also like, so if you guys don't know, Halloween is my daughter's favorite holiday. And it's not because of the candy, it's because she gets to become somebody totally different. And so I hope that is parents allowed to come in costumes and kids are allowed to come in costumes? Are you guys going to be looking for that? And is that important to you guys?
Sure.
Yeah, everybody's supposed to do that except for me.
You have to have a costume on. I'm like this. It's important that you have this costume on.
Okay.
What are you going as that?
What are you going as, April?
I don't know. I got to really think about this. I got to compete with Alan, so it's hard to say.
Okay. And so let me ask you another question. So after this Halloween event, and we move forward, what will be coming up next for for this organization, and what do you guys plan on doing in the next year to keep bringing art to Frederick City?
I guess that's me. The other day, actually, Elizabeth Chung, I think, came up with this idea that we have to do a Chris Kringle event. So we've got to get busy on that before we even finish this. Right, April?
Yes, we've already started it.
What event is it again? I'm sorry.
We're hoping to have like a Christmas market like they have in Germany. Since one of our twin cities is there, we have two German twin cities. So we're hoping to have that December 4th. So we've already started to reach out to vendors and to shops and to food trucks for that in the same area on the 4th of December, which happens to be first Saturday. So we're excited about that too.
I'm glad that you guys are doing that. I used to live in Hanau in Germany, and I remember the markets, the Christmas markets. So I'm glad that you guys are doing that. That's
except they call it why not?
Yeah. So that is really good. And are you guys going to be partnering with other organizations being that you guys are starting early, do you guys plan on extending that partnership to other organizations to get involved, and definitely the businesses to get involved?
Well, the Arts Council is very involved,
Okay.
and we haven't mentioned other people. Johnny Guerrera is the head of the book arts group, and we haven't talked about our major partner. Desiree Tucker is amazing. She is just amazing.
I was gonna get on. I was gonna get on that, Alan. So I'm glad that you went into that about. So if everybody knows, like, if you're listening, Alan said that we put this together in a month, and me and Desiree worked together on lots of projects. And we always find ways to put together things in a month. I don't know how that works, but Desiree is behind the scenes, and she's a beast at putting things together. And I don't think we wouldn't have got this far without everybody on this screen, and Desiree just organizing everything. So it definitely was a team effort and making sure that it all came together. So in a lot of emails, I think the meeting we had the week before, we were all like, oh wow, like, is this gonna come together? And then and then all of a sudden, like, the fairies, like the creative fairies, just started like bing 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 and putting like everything in order, and the universe just came together. And tell us who your big sponsors and who's partnering with you to bring all this together. Who are these people?
Oh, it's interesting. We were looking for a place to do the event, and working with the city on putting it in the streets or anything, incredibly expensive and crazy and time consuming. So I called around, and guess what? You have to go out of town to find somebody that'll help you do it. So the guy, this is amazing. The guy that is proposing the monorail up 270 is a guy named Bob Eisinger. And I called him up. He said, sure, it's fine. He owns the parking lot right in front of the big building that was the social service building. And he's been great. And it's just started to come together very quickly. And I only credit that to being surrounded by beautiful women. That's it. Old guys can't do anything. But women are amazing. I would just jump in and do it.
Women get the job done. We get it done. It's just like girl power is always in us, and we just get it done. So that says like the men need to take the back seat.
Right. We don't fool around. And we couldn't afford, because we didn't have much time, we couldn't afford to do it at the speed of government. And so the government helped us by giving us a permit that cost $128, and that's about it. I'm not putting them down. It's just the way they work. But we're going to show them that things can be done much quicker. I talked to a lot of people, and they said, oh, you don't have enough time to do this. Oh, yeah, we do. And it's the right thing to do. And we're going to keep doing it. I mean, after all, there's Valentine's Day. There's an option to that thing that all those people get drunk on. What's that? St. Patrick's Day. Then we'll do a bunny rabbit thing. I mean, the whole thing is, if you don't brand a thing, that's why they have so many ads for, it's all the funny ads are for insurance, because nobody really likes to talk about insurance. Anyway, we're going to beat them to death, because we are not going to let this area go to the highest bidder. Oh, there she is.
So the location, I just want to make sure everybody knows the location. So the location is off of 100 East All Saints. So it's across the street from the Arch building, the Arch Heritage Center, and in this parking lot in front of the social service, where the old social service building.
It's directly across from the railroad station, and right next to the visitor center. There's another big parking lot right by the deck and the Delaplane. That's not it. It's the one between Commerce and East All Saints. And the best way to get in there is East All Saints. And as far as parking, there's a ton of parking around it, plus the deck. So there's no real worry about the parking, which always bothers people. But on Sunday, this is perfect because there's not going to be a whole lot of traffic. And I think that people get there and with the music and the vendors and the art and the games and the kids being able to do art, it's going to all start fitting together that, wow, we have this area that's really not been developed yet fully. And let's start dreaming about how this will work and how we keep people from going out to way out to the sticks because they can't afford Frederick. And a good example in the paper today was about gravel and grind, way up on 6th and off of Market Street. Perfect. I mean, we're not saying that Carroll Street is the only place. We're saying that we need to spread the wealth, and there are going to be real opportunities like strip centers that have dying businesses there or empty businesses. We've got to make this a very powerful place that creatives come and are able to start businesses. I met a young man today that's starting his own business. It's tough. It's tough. You have to have a lot of guts, be a little bit stupid, and have this fire in your belly to get things done.
So
and that's what we want. We want those kind of people here.
So you said to start in a business. There is a business owner that we have to give a shout out to. That one of the biggest things, April brought these amazing artists to the event, but electricity was one of the issues that we had. So let's give a shout out to Alan, that was like, sure, you can use the building for electricity.
That would be Swami Nathan's building. And
Yes.
it's represented by the Macintosh Group, and they have given us opportunity to get in there and use their electricity.
So that means that we do have people that support the whole idea of definitely reaching out to the community in an out-of-box way. Now, because we have the support and people reaching out, we want more people to be involved. So tell me, Alan, if people are listening and are going to watch, how can they get involved? How can they be part of the event? And who do they need to contact?
First of all, annoy Desiree. She's going to kill me for that.
She's watching. So
no, I don't mind. I am.
Would you like to put your information? Well, who can they contact?
They can start with me, and I'll push them off on Desiree.
What is your email address, Alan?
It's very easy. It's Feinberg, FeinBerg. It's right on the screen there.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's period Alan, and then 2 at Gmail. It's Feinberg.Allen2@gmail. And I'm glad to take calls. It'll be a relief from all the robocalls and the calls about car warranties and, your computer's about to blow up, so call us. There you go.
There you go.
Yes.
I don't mind taking calls.
So
Ellen,
please email Alan to get involved and be part of the event. And I'll leave that right there. So everybody can email Alan, not Desiree.
Alan, I want to stick it on our website as well.
Say it again, Protein.
I'd like to post this to our website as well.
Yes, if you just what you can do is give it to me in the comment box and I'll put it up.
Thank you.
You're welcome. If anybody would like to share any information, and that will be great, and I can put it up there. And so go ahead and tell us what. So just to repeat what day it is, it's going to be on October 31st, which is a Sunday on Halloween Day, and we'll be off of 100 East All Saints Streets in the parking lot in front of the Social Service Building, adjacent to the Arch Heritage Center. And please bring your kids, bring your dogs, bring your costumes, come get some candy, have fun, listen to some music, dance, and things like that, so you can just enjoy the festivities. And I'm going to put this up for. Oh, okay. Oh, wait. Did you put it up, Protein?
I didn't see an option for me to add it, so.
Oh, so you're just gonna give it to me. You're gonna put it in the private chat, and I will put it in there.
Mm-hmm. Okay, gotcha.
Yep. And so, is there any closing remarks that you guys would like to say? Alan is very passionate about us keeping Frederick artsy and supporting small businesses in the art society. And so, is there any remarks that you would like to say before we close out?
Any one of us, or
I'm gonna let all of you guys do your remarks, actually.
so Alan is going first, I take it.
Yeah, I'd really like to get younger people involved.
Yes.
And if we could reach out to, if anybody's from Hood or Frederick Community College or public schools, we'd love to have you, because I found in my own life, when I make things, I tend to get out of my funk. And doing paperwork doesn't thrill me. But if I can, I'll tell a secret. In school, the only way I got through school and got through public meetings was to do caricatures of people. And my teachers didn't like that very much, but it kept me awake. And I think a lot of people have hidden talents that they really need to explore, and a lot of people don't have a lot of extra money to do that. And so we want to make it possible for, I think we're reaching out to the Housing Authority to encourage their kids to come, but everybody is a kid. That's the whole point of Halloween.
And thank you for that. So we definitely need to get more younger population involved. I think that is always the thing in Frederick. It's like we have a lot of older population, a lot of older groups, but we never can get the younger groups. So we need to start thinking outside the box on that. Young people do not use Facebook. They don't use it. Like, it's just, that's the old population. They use Snapchat. They use TikTok. They use Instagram. So we got to start thinking outside the box. I'm saying that to everybody because I have a younger population in my house, and they always go, "Mom, if you want to get to us, don't use Facebook. Like, you can't get to us. Go do a TikTok video, and I promise you we'll get to us." Like, that's what we have to start doing to get to our younger population. And so I encourage people, if you want to get into the younger population, I myself is looking in that as a candidate, as a person that's trying to get to the younger people. I have to think outside the box if we want to get to the younger population and go where they're at. Like, they're not coming to you. So you got to go where they're at in their space to get them. Protein, would you like to make a closing remark? I have your art society there up, and you can go ahead and make your closing remarks.
So I just wanted to tell Alan and the Carroll Street Creative that we are very excited about being your new neighbors and looking forward to great partnerships. Please continue to donate to art. We really need the support, and we're looking forward to a great time. And I'm still working on my costume on what I'm going to dress as. So I'm excited and looking forward to seeing everyone there. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And last but not least, April, who has definitely went out her way. She was in and doing some errands, but she definitely joined. I'm so honored that she still took time out. And so please, would you like any closing remarks? Especially because you're bringing music.
Yes. So please come out to see all the original artists that are playing on Halloween and we're still looking for vendors. So if you know somebody or you're a vendor, we'd love to have you. Bring your things and have a table at our event. So you can call Alan.
Once again, I'm gonna put Alan's information up there. So we need vendors, we need music artists, whoever would like to come out, please email Alan. That's the person to email. And if you would like to definitely donate to our society, it's important. Please donate. And I want to thank everybody for being on my show tonight. It was such a pleasure. And I love working with you guys. You guys are definitely have kept us on our toes and have and been very delightful to work with. And I cannot wait till next week to be part of this event and get me some good candy and listen to some great music. It's going to be amazing. Thank you so much.
What's going to be your costume? I want to know.
I will not tell you that. You know what? My kids are actually excited because I don't dress up for Halloween. And this will be my first year dressing up for Halloween. They always ask me like, "Oh, Mom, what are you going to be for Halloween?" I'm like, Mom. So I think I'm going to dress up this year and come out. And hopefully I won't embarrass them.
I'm thinking of coming as a hypodermic.
Oh, what? We're gonna have to put Alan in a like timeout box. After we're finished with all this, he's gonna go in a timeout box, like timeout.
Okay.
You guys have a great night and thank you so much. Thank you.
Alan.
Thank you. Hey, did you see the podcast? Did you see the podcast? What? Um, oh, no, I don't know. They must not sent it out to everyone because only a few people, maybe about 15, 20 people were making comments. Right, right. Okay, well, I'm gonna send you the stream. Maybe that might then yeah. So it's okay if I come with you guys tomorrow. Okay, because I haven't seen her in a long time. When she used to come to those meetings a long time ago. Hey, I just wanted to. Were you able to talk to David's family about a few of his things? Okay, okay. Because I picked up a few things like I picked up a coin that says Korea. He was army and he went to Korea, right? And I got that coin for that. It's a particular coin with a ribbon, and I got a hat that says uh, Korea Army Korea from the years and everything, and then we're gonna just do a big poster of him, and hopefully the video that. How's that video coming, man? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, maybe he might get to it. Some of these people are so busy. So can you send me Miss what time are you guys going over there? What Yeah, if you can send me her address, that would be great. And you saying you're going at 3 o'clock? Okay. She lives in Frederick? Where is Adams? Oh, that's over where Renee live. Mm-hmm. That's over like where Renee lives, right? Renee. Mm-hmm. Okay. Hmm. What? Are you kidding me? Okay. So maybe I should follow you guys. Is it going to be on the GPS? Okay. All right. Okay. Because you're talking about dirt roads sometimes. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, I could. So if I join you at your house, what time should I be there? Hello. Mhm.
Hey, Coaching.
I don't know what happened to you, but if you can just text it to me, because I can I guess I'll find. Hmm? Yeah, that way, because I don't want to hold you guys up, and I could probably Adam's time. I know where it is. It's off of 15, right? Okay. All right. Yeah. So how's things going? Everything seems like we're so busy right now, doesn't it? Uh-huh. Yeah. I like that. I like that spinning wheel thing that you came up with. Yeah. You know, I got these things I was gonna run this past you. I got these it's but it's not Frederick, but it's let's see. It's it's these cards. It's called Great African Americans. And that reminded me of, remember at one time we were thinking about doing some cards? And but I was thinking if we, you know, like I got, it's called the knowledge cards. And say like for instance it has say Alex Haley. And then just if you can, maybe if we ask someone to identify who it is and tell us what you know about it, and that's how you get candy from us. You know, is that too dorky? If the now, how big is one of the spaces? I like it though, because it seems like you can put whatever you want. Like you can put the graphic of whatever you want. Like say your event is living treasures, you could put like a living when based on that thing you sent me. That's beautiful. Yeah, and that's what I was thinking. Like if it's big enough to put the well, that means you would have to tape it, and you don't want it because it's got a dry erase thing on it, right? Uh-huh. Because I just think these cards are cool because it got the facts on them. Like you ask the person a question like if it's what name two books or name a book that Alex Haley wrote, you know. Hmm? Right. Like identify who that person is. Yes, that's what I'm saying. I got these cards and on the back, like for instance, there's one on Fred Douglass, and it says, okay, from 1817 to 1895. And then it's got a quote from him, and then it talks about you know what he did during how he organized these two regiments. You know, it can be pretty, you know, it's the typical ones like George Washington Carver. And yeah, we got those typical ones, but I think we could make it even harder with some of the ones that, you know, even I was looking at them like, well, who is this? You know? So and so I told them, they were saying, well, what they asked on the mic, so what kind of events that we are having, and I told them that we were going to do something focused on African American history, you know. And so I wish we had, you know, we could do something similar with our locals, like say for instance David and Mr. Lee, who else, that famous football player, so we might just have to put together something like that, but we can have all of that stuff on the table if we like. Um, so you know, I don't know how the candy thing is going to work because somebody's donating a bunch of candy. So we might have to get our own, or do we want to get our own? Um, Something like what? Okay. Well, Yeah, something a little different. I was actually even thinking it would be kind of cool if we did stickers for your car, like your back window with the Arch logo, something like that, Arch sticker, coming soon. I don't know. I don't want to get too heavy in that because Grace will be like, no, that's not what we're doing yet, and all that. Hmm. 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 I saw some interesting. I'm gonna send you those pictures because they're tape. We want to kind of give our table an autumn theme. Like, I'm not big on this whole bunch of trick or treating. They're talking about what they're gonna dress as. I was like, I don't know. I'm gonna just. I'll. You would be cool looking in there. You should do something like Christy Love or somebody. Christy Love, you know how Christy Love, the detective, and her. Uh, I would love to be Harriet, but I don't have that whole get up. I would like to do something like that, but and it's gonna be probably kind of cold, so that would be perfect. You know, yeah. That would be really cool. Yeah. I'm surprised it didn't. I wonder what happened because we only had like I don't think we had even 30 people on with us. Why don't you ask Terry and what's her name, Carolyn? Huh? Is that live too? Hmm.